So let's go back to basics. Let's remember when you first got in what we had to do to build the business. So let's go back to basics. There are 4 habits, the 4 success habits in making this business work for you. So let's remind you, whether you're brand new for a day, or you've been with us 10 years. First one is you got to be a good listener, gang. If there's anything that I know for a fact, that I don't make a dime until you make a dollar. So why would I ever teach you to do anything wrong? I would only recommend how you can get to your income goals sooner than later. I would never tell you anything wrong, because then I'm taking food out of my child's mouth, right? I'm hurting my family if I tell you to do something wrong. So being a good listener means when you hear a suggestion, a recommendation, something that will help you, you should implement it, right? So being a good listener doesn't only mean hearing what is being said, but putting into practice, into action, what is being said. So when someone suggests to you, now you ought to put a list of names together, people that you know, because we can help you make money sooner than later, chances are you probably should do that, right? That's what I did from Jump Street, man. I put a list together right away and I started showing this business to my friends. So being a good listener, when someone suggests to you, you probably ought to come to family reunion event coming up next week, because that's going to accelerate your business 6 months to a year. Chances are, if you want to make money right away, then you should probably listen to that suggestion. So being a good listener is key, and listening to implement, not listening just to listen, just for your own enjoyment, right? The next one is you got to put in the work, baby. This is a thing that people sometimes think. They think that this is one of those get rich quick things. If I just get in, I'm going to get rich. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. It's not like some of these MLMs where you think you got to get it. You got to just get in and sign up and you're going to make money. No, man, you got to work. Nothing happens until someone sells life insurance to another person. Okay, this ain't no multi-level. Somebody actually has to do the work. You got to sell something, and we're going to recommend what you got to do in order to make this business work for you in the way that you want to make it work for you, right? Sometimes you have to adjust what you're doing to do what we're doing, because what you're doing obviously hasn't worked, because you don't have any retirement, you're broke as a joke, you ain't got 2 dimes to rub together. Chances are you need to do something different than what you're doing. So when you get involved with us, you are going to have to make a commitment every week to do the business. I don't care if it's 5 hours a week or 20 hours a week or 40 hours a week, whatever it is, you have to carve that out of your time. So that might mean that you have to get rid of one of your Bible studies. You know, you go from 5 Bible studies to 4. Oh my gosh, right? Or maybe you're giving up bowling league and softball league, but you're still sticking with golf league, okay? You know, here's what I knew when I got in, is I was willing to do whatever it took. I gave up everything except for my family to do this. And I did give up time with my family temporarily, because Ginny knew that I wanted to flush my job in a bad way. So she gave me the grace to be able to do everything I had to do for this business. And then I got free from my job within 3 months. Actually, I could have quit my job in 8 weeks, but it's because she gave me the latitude to do it. Business takes work in. Got to have work ethic. Next one is power of association. You got to be willing to get around the people that are where in life you want to be. The only way that you're going to change where your trajectory is in your life is changing how you think. And how you change how you think is getting around the people that think differently than you, that are successful in this business. The more that I start thinking like Andy Albright and make decisions like Andy Albright, the more money I'm going to make. We have a bunch of ways of doing it, right? We have the TWC that you're on right now. Thank God you're on this call, because you're tweaking your brain. Hopefully I'm saying something that's tweaking your brain to do something different when you leave this call, right? Hopefully you're going to go to the family reunion event that we have next week, because that will really get you around all the top people. And you can talk to them. We'll introduce you to the top people, people with your similar background, people that are going through struggles just like you're going through, that have overcome them, right? You're going to get around the people that are thinking right. And that's how you change how you think, so you can change the money you're making in the future to where you've got an awesome retirement, where you've got a lifestyle that no other person has in your broke friends group that you're getting away from, right? And look, I say this all the time. If you're a parent, do you want your kids hanging around the drug dealers and the folks that are smoking dope in the back parking lot? Or do you want your kids to get around the college-bound kids, the successful kids, the kids that are doing something with their lives, man? Look, if it works for your kids, it works for you as well. Why don't you be the example to your children of doing what you want them to do? You get around millionaires and gazillionaires at the event next week, I promise you're going to change how you think in a big way. Just like Justin Margeson said, that's what happened to him. Next one, you got to be willing to change, baby. Being willing to change and changing are two different things. It's being willing to do it, but then you got to do it. You got to change how you think. You got to be willing to change what you're doing. You got to change your habits, your broke habits to success habits. And it is sometimes long and hard to change those habits, but it's worth it. And it's everything that I could do to change my habits from what kept me broke to what's making me wealthy. And all you have to do is be willing and change, to implement the change in your life. So what do you need to do next? All right, if you're day one with us, brand new, you don't have a license, get your license and get it done quick, man. It's a multiple guess test. There out of 4 answers, there's 2 answers that are similar. There's only one correct one, but there are 2 that are similar. You just have to get in so you can recognize the correct answer. Now, there are a number of different ways to get your license. We like Excel because weird how Excel almost has exactly the same questions that are in the exam. I don't know how they do it, but we've measured that our passing rates with Excel are higher than all the other ones. I'm just, you do what your upline's recommending, but we find that Excel, and you can get through it in 3 days, 2 days. I think one of the Leventovich kids got through it in 10 hours, right? And she was just a kid, right? She's, young kid. Anyway, the point is get through it quick so you can get your license. If you drag it out for 3 months, oh my gosh, you're going to have to try to remember what you learned 3 months ago when you first cracked open the training. Get it done quick. Like put the test date in your schedule like next week so you got something to work to. Get your license quick. List. Who do you know? Who do you know? Not who do you know that you think is going to get in the business? Doesn't matter. You don't know who's going to get in. Make a list of all the people that you know and let your upline help you expand the opportunity for you, right? Without regard to judgment, okay? Put your list together. Like what's going on in Valdosta right now, those guys are so jacked up. They want to show it to all their buddies because their belief level's high because they really see this opportunity for themselves. Look, I get it. Well, Alex, I want to make sure that I can do this business first. You are making a huge mistake because it doesn't matter if you think the business works, because the business works. Whether you think it works or not doesn't matter because it does work. We can show you a leaderboard of people making a ton of money. So the business works. Whether you could do it or not, maybe you're questioning that, but it doesn't matter because imagine you're going to find people on your list of names that can't do it. They're going to look, I'd rather have all my people be better than me anyway, right? But let's say you're not that good at selling, but you find 10 people from your list of names that are great at selling. Guess what? You're making overrides on them. Get fired up, get jacked up. Eventually you're going to get good at it. Well, why don't you put a list of names together and let us kind of sort through them to find who's open and who's not. It's not a big deal. By the way, if you're worried about what people think about you, let me just break it to you kindly. They don't give a squat about you. The only time they think about you is when they get a Christmas card from you or they see you in church. Hey, how you doing? Why do you care what they think about you, right? You have the opportunity to find another Noel Leventovich. That's what I did. There was a guy in our business at the time that had gotten in our business 6 months prior to me getting Noel into my business. And the first month of the business, she got on the leaderboard, did $10,000. their buddy calls Mike up. He was in their wedding and says, hey, Mike, you got a relative that's in the insurance business? He goes, yeah, Noel. That's Noel? He goes, yeah. Are you in the same business? He goes, yeah, I'm in the same agency. And so Mike goes, how come you didn't show it to us? He goes, well, I just want to make sure I could show you that I was successful. He goes, dude, man, Alex Adian showed it to us and we're in with him. And you know that as the clock ticks, you know how much money he's losing? He's already lost eight figures of overrides. And every time the clock ticks, there's another Leventovich agent that is making another sale, doing another estate plan, doing another IUL, doing another final expense. Every minute he's lost. Imagine the worst thing that can happen for you is seeing someone you know on the leaderboard in someone else's organization. Gang, do you want that to happen? Get your list together. I don't care if you've been with us 10 years. There are people I know that you have not shown the business to. And in the last 10 years, I'm sure you've met new people. Get your list together. We're going to show you how to contact them, right? It's a simple question. Hey, are you open-minded looking to make money? That's all it is. That's all it is, gang. Put your list together. So we got the warm market that I just talked about. What happens when you run out of your warm market? Baby, we got President's Club resources. Thank God for President's Club and Clay Murtis. ZipRecruiter, you already heard about this. $100 an ad. Man, you're going to get people that want to get into the insurance business. And you just got to filter out the ones that you like and the ones that want to get in. We've got licensed interviews for $15 an interview. So you give President's Club your schedule, they're going to fill your calendar up with licensed agents that want to interview with us. We've got monster resumes. They're like, 50 cents per resume. You can cruise and find the resumes of people that you'd like to call, and we've got ways, we'll teach you how to call them up and interview them to see if they're a potential fit for us. And then here's one that's coming out. Okay, I'm teasing this. Clay said, maybe you could tease this. New custom social media lead. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Clay will have the details. I'm sure they're going to announce it soon. But man, President's Club has all the resources after you've run out of your warm market. Finally, conference, baby. I talked about it and I keep talking about it. You need to be there. I don't care if you have an excuse like I don't have the money. That's why you need to go, because you don't have the money to get there, right? And we'll help you, right? We'll help you room with other agents. We'll help you share rides with someone. We will help you defray the cost, but you got to get there no matter what, because it will advance your income, man, your income capability 6 to 12 months. And I think you want to make money, right?
This July, the Alliance returns with our most powerful summer event yet. Family Reunion 2025, Legends of the Arena. Inspired by the grit, glory, and greatness of the Roman Empire, this event is more than a gathering. It's a proving ground. For 3 days, you'll be surrounded by warriors of the business world. You'll learn from the champions who've battled in the trenches, built legacies from scratch, and are now passing down their shields to the next generation of leaders. This is your moment to train like a gladiator, strategize like a general, and conquer like an emperor. Through keynote speakers, powerful panels, unforgettable recognition, and thrilling competitions, Family Reunion 2025 will ignite your fire and sharpen your mindset. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training. This summer, we train like legends.
This event is going to be off the hook. You got to go. You got to hear Andy Albright, man. Andy Albright always inspires me. You need to hear it from the man and all the other great speakers. I've been assured that when the Sunday service comes, the non-denominational service, there will not be gladiators coming in to persecute you. Okay, so the Sunday service is safe. Okay, no gladiators will be there. Gang, here's my message to you as I wrap up. Anyone successful in anything, what they've done is they've created a lifestyle of success. See, what they're doing to make money, it's not what they do to make money. It becomes who they are. In other words, successful people incorporate what they do to make money in their lifestyle. And in order to do that, you have to be committed to go all in. It's an all-in commitment, right? And the only way that you can go all in is your belief that this business will work for you. The way to get that belief is hanging around believers, baby. Hanging around believers. That's the way you're going to get your belief. By plugging in all the Zoom calls, plugging into the hotspot meetings, plugging into boot camps, especially when Andy's going to be in your area. And then most of all, the events. And the event coming up next week, you have to be there. I promise you it will change your life if you want to make a significant change in your life. That is the deal. Proverbs 24:33-34. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. I hope I've shared with you something that has really touched you to do the right thing for you and your family. That's my message. I hope it helped. Grateful for Andy Albright for showing me this business. Andy and Jane Albright. God bless everybody out there, and let's do this thing. See you later. Take care.